Cancer patient denied treatment by Heartless clinic. Until the bikers stepped in to do what no one, she sat trembling on the cold hospital bench, her head covered with a faded scarf, her hands shaking as she clutched a crumpled prescription. "Ma'am, you can't be treated here without payment," the receptionist said coldly, turning away as if she were invisible. The woman's name was Emily, a single mother fighting cancer, and today was supposed to be her last hope. But instead of compassion, she found cruelty. The clinic turned her away as she begged for her life. What they didn't know was that someone had been watching. A roar of engines echoed outside. A group of leather-clad bikers, men society often judged as rough and reckless, stepped off their bikes. What they did next would shock everyone and teach the whole town the true meaning of humanity. Emily had been fighting cancer for nearly 2 years. Her husband had left after her diagnosis, and she had sold everything, her home, her jewelry, even her wedding ring, to pay for treatments. But when her insurance ran out, no hospital wanted to take her. This morning, she came to Riverside Medical Clinic, believing it would help her out of compassion. Instead, the receptionist barely looked at her before saying, "We can't proceed without an upfront payment of $3,000, Emily pleaded. "Please. I just need this chemo. I'll find a way to pay later." But the manager, a cold-faced man in a gray suit, stepped forward and said, "This is a business, not a charity. If you can't pay, please leave." Tears streamed down her face as she stumbled outside, coughing violently. She sat by the curb, holding her chest, whispering, "God, why me?" Just a few meters away, a group of bikers had parked at the diner across the street. The Iron Souls Motorcycle Club, known for their intimidating looks and roaring bikes. They were often misunderstood, but inside those rough exteriors were men who had all faced pain in their own ways. Their leader, Jack Bear McCullen, noticed Emily. He saw the way she tried to hide her tears. "That lady looks like she's been through hell," he murmured, when the clinic guard pushed her away for sitting too close to the entrance. Something inside Jack snapped. He stood, put on his jacket, and said to his brothers, "Boys, we're going to do something good today." The bikers walked toward the clinic, their heavy boots echoing against the pavement. The receptionist's smile vanished when she saw them. "We don't allow that kind here," she barked. Jack smirked. "Relax, sweetheart. We're not here to cause trouble unless someone's heartless enough to turn away a dying woman." The manager came rushing out. "You people need to leave. This is private property." But Jack held up Emily's prescription. "This lady came here for help and you turned her away. Shame on you. Rules are rules," the manager replied coldly. Jack turned to his crew. "You hear that, boys? Rules." Then, pulling out his wallet, he threw down a wad of bills. "There's $3,000. Start her treatment now." The manager froze. The receptionist stammered, "Sir, we need paperwork." Jack stepped closer. "Or I can call every news station in the city and tell them this clinic lets people die for money." Minutes later, Emily was inside, getting the treatment she had been denied. The bikers waited outside, silent but proud. For them, this wasn't about charity. It was about dignity. Word spread fast. Photos of the bikers standing outside the clinic went viral. People started calling them angels in leather. Donations poured in for Emily's treatment. Even the clinic, under public pressure, announced a new compassion fund for patients in need. Emily's recovery was slow but steady. A few weeks later, she walked out of the hospital doors, weaker but alive. The first people she saw were the bikers, waiting with flowers and a banner that read, "You're tougher than cancer." Tears filled her eyes. "You saved my life," she whispered. Jack smiled and said, "Nah, sweetheart. You saved ours. You reminded us what we were riding for." From that day on, the Iron Souls made it their mission to help those who couldn't help themselves, funding hospital bills, donating blood, and proving that even the roughest hearts could carry the purest kindness. Sometimes heroes don't wear capes, they wear leather jackets and ride roaring bikes. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because kindness, no matter how small, can change someone's life forever.